Hello, my name is Kai, and I will guide you in today's lesson. In this lesson, we will explore the activities for the OLED module. The Organic Light Emitting Diode, or simply OLED, is the technology used for the screen in the Arduino Sensor Kit. The OLED uses an organic, carbon-based material for emitting light. Its behavior can be controlled by using the Arduino Sensor Kit library. The OLED module has a digital output and makes use of the I2C communication protocol, which is supported by the Arduino Uno. The module sends out data through the pins VCC, GND, STA or the data line that is responsible for the transfer of data, and the SCL or the clock line that is responsible for synchronization. Note that these modules are already internally connected to the Grove base shield. You do not need to use the Grove connectors when you have not broken the modules out of the board. I am only presenting to you how to connect the modules on the shield, assuming that the modules have been broken out from the Arduino Sensor Kit Base. Connect the OLED module to the first I2C pin. Once it's all connected, attach the shield to your Arduino Uno and connect it to your computer. In order to use the library, type $ include Arduino_sensorkit.h. We will be using the OLED function that is included in the Arduino Sensor Kit library. You cannot use this function if you do not include the library into your code. For the setup function, we type in the following: OLED.begin. This is to turn on the OLED module on startup. OLED.setFlipMode true. And OLED.setFont. You can use any U8x8 font you like, but for this demonstration, we are going to settle with this. For the loop function, we start off by inputting OLED.setCursor 0, 0. This is just to make sure that the OLED will start printing on the upper left part of the OLED screen. Next comes the OLED.print. You can input any character you wish inside the parentheses. In this case, I will spell create. Then once again, we are going to set the cursor of the OLED, but this time at 019. We are going to add another OLED.print, and this time I will spell labs. Afterwards, we are going to add a 3-second delay before clearing the screen. Add a 10 millisecond delay when you're done. Now, copy what we did in the loop function so far and paste it after the 10 millisecond delay. Just replace the characters in the OLED.print into whatever you want. And as for me, I will spell intro to OLED. Once done, click on upload and it will automatically compile and upload to your board. Once the code has been uploaded, the word CreateLabz will print for 3 seconds before clearing, and then Intro to OLED will print next. It will do this again and again until you turn off the Arduino kit. For this next variation, all you have to do is connect the button to pin 4. For our next variation, we're going to add a button to our program. Since we are using the OLED screen, make sure to include the Arduino Sensor Kit library into your code. Next, because we're going to be using a button, we need to define the button as pin 4. Next, we're going to be making variables called button state and screen number. Initialize both of them to be equal to 0. For our setup function, we input OLED.begin, OLED.setFlipMode true, and OLED.setFont. And since we are going to be using a button, we need to set its spin mode to input. For our loop function, we're going to input our button state variable and equate it to digital read button. This just means that whenever the button has been pressed, the button state variable will change. Next, we're going to add an if statement in our function. We want to check if the screen number is equal to 0. Inside this if function, we're going to add an OLED set cursor and OLED.print. Once done, we're going to add another if statement in the function. And that if statement will check if the button has been pressed. That's why our condition is button state is equal to high. If the button has been pressed, it will set the screen number variable and add 1 to it, and will also clear the OLED screen. Next, we're going to add an else function after the closing parenthesis of the first if statement. Next, just copy the set of OLED.setCursor and OLED.print we did in the first if statement and paste it inside the else statement. Change the OLED.print characters to anything you want. Next, copy the if the button has been pressed condition inside the first if statement and paste it inside the else statement. Just change the screen number to -1 instead of +1. Once done, click on upload and it will automatically compile and upload to your board. An error has been found. If you look at the bottom of your screen, you will find the error that says expected semicolon before OLED. This just means that we are lacking a semicolon before the highlighted part of your code. Simply add a semicolon after OLED.begin and upload your code once done. Every time we press the button, the screen changes as shown on the video. For this final variation, all you have to do is to connect the buzzer module to D5. We're just going to add a buzzer to our previous code. We have to first define our buzzer, which is pin 5 in the Arduino Sensor Kit. Next, in the setup function, add the buzzer as an output. Next, we go to the loop function and find the if the button has been pressed statement. Inside this if statement, we add the tone function. The tone function will be defined as buzzer, 1000 Hz, and 20 milliseconds. Copy this function to the other if the button has been pressed statement. Once done, click on upload and it will automatically compile and upload to your board. Once done uploading, you can press the button and hear the buzzer on every press.
Now that is it for this lesson. To learn more about the other modules, simply head on to the next video.